I was in college and I had a TA or a professor's assistant. And we were talking about handing in this paper. And she had this nice ass. So I said, damn, your ass is tailor-made for doggy style. She flips the fuck out. What? What did you say? Oh my God, that is disgusting. I can't believe, do you know I'm your instructor? I'm your professor. I said, no, you're assistant professor. You're a professor's assistant. You're not a full-fledged professor. She said, but if I tell the maid professor what you just said to me, you can face some consequences. And I had this female friend who knew I had this bold, straightforward style. And even she was like, kind of like, Alan, I think you fucked up. You might want to apologize. But what do I say when something comes out of your mouth?
Don't ever apologize.
That's right. Because that makes, if you apologize, that lets women know that you were pretending to have what? Okay. Now I've admitted whenever I tell this story, of all the times I've been more one with a woman, all the times, this was probably the one incident I was that close to apologize, seriously. Because when she started throwing out threats like, you know, if I tell the professor he could have you suspended, I was like, oh shit. Maybe I do in this one instance say, okay, I didn't mean to be so X-rated with you. But my convictions were just too strong. I said, fuck it, no, I ain't apologize. And my female friend in class, she was like mad. She was like, Alan, I can't believe you didn't apologize to her. Well, it turns out I'm glad I didn't. Classic pretend. This woman went, I wish she was on video. I mean, she went the fuck off on me. A week and a half later, this woman calls me, and I didn't even give her my number. But most college campuses have a student directory. She looked my number up in the student directory. And she says, hey there. And at first I didn't recognize the voice because I don't mean to date myself, but this was before call ID, so I didn't know who the fuck this was. I said, okay, who's this? And when she told me, man, I was floored. She said, yeah, me and my two girlfriends, we're sitting here, we're sipping wine, and guess who was the subject of conversation? I was telling them, I said, what would give him the audacity to say something like that to me? So she started talking about, first she was small talking me, then she starts talking about inviting me over a place. Now, of course, she says, now I want you to come over a place, but nothing's gonna happen. I said, then I'm not coming over. She said, are you serious? I said, if I come over, my dick is going in somebody's mouth. Real talk. I told her that. I said, if I come over, my dick's going in somebody's mouth. She said, you're so full of yourself. I said, that's why you sipping wine talking about me. So sure enough, she said, okay, well, I'm not going to close, these were her words. She said, I'm not going to close the door on anything. You know, we'll just see how the night unfolds. I said, well, you know where I stand. Anyway, I go over there, talk first with her and her two girlfriends. One ends up leaving. Not only did I fuck her, I had a threesome with her and her girlfriend. Same fucking woman who went the fuck off on me.